Our first guest is a fine actor with a diverse resume. You know him from projects like True Blood, 2 Magic Mike movies, and Pee-wee's Big Holiday. Now you can see him co-star in the lunar-based science fiction series Moonhaven. It premieres July 7th on AMC+. Please welcome Joe Manganiello. A tall glass of water, aren't you? I've never met you.
I'm like normal height. My kid brother's 6'7".
No, is that true?
Yeah, and I'm the runt.
Oh my God, runt you are not. High school. I want to talk to you about high school because I live for old theater stories, like high school stories, like early starting. Right? Where did you go? How was high school?
I guess you would consider me the Billy Elliot of my high school.
Oh, really?
If you had it. Yeah, so high school, I was...
You were a boxer as well, or from family boxers?
Yeah, I was. Actually, I trained as a boxer. Yeah,
did you really?
For a while, yeah. My trainer wanted me to fight fights, and I was like, I might need my face somewhere down the line. Let's table this. But no, I had a lot of moving parts in high school. I was like a 3-sport captain, in high school, and I made my own movies. Right? So
in high school, you just made your own movies. But wait, so were you one of those jocks that joined the theater program, or?
Theater was a little too daunting for me.
Sure.
So I made my own movies with my friends. I would sleep with a pad and a pen next to my bed. I would write all these and direct all these movies and produce them and write parts for my friends. And what that led to was my friend saying, you should try acting. You should try this. And I was like, I don't know. I'm not going to sit at their table at lunch.
Right? No. And people like me were like, I wish you would sit at my table. I'd give anything.
Well,
I always saved a seat for you.
We wound up sitting together for the rest of our lives, is what happened.
That's right.
What happened was, I took freshman-level acting classes as a senior.
Yeah.
So I was this jock with the Letterman jacket and freshman with the little freshman. Everyone, what's he doing here? And the teacher said, what are you doing here? What do you want, like an easy A? You're just trying to get out of taking a tougher class? And I said, no, I think I can do this. And she begged me to try out for the high school musical.
Which was?
Oklahoma. I said, what, do I have to sing and dance? She said, just sing Happy Birthday.
Who did you play in Oklahoma?
Well, we're giving away the ending.
Oh, sorry, go. She said.
Getting cast. Okay,
so, you got cast.
But, so I went in and I auditioned. But the problem was, I was walking on the hall, and it was the day that they announced the castings, and everyone was coming up to me saying, congratulations. And I'd forgotten. And I said, congratulations on what? And they said, you're one of the leads in the musical. And I went, oh, no. Because I was...
from Happy Birthday, singing Happy Birthday.
Singing Happy Birthday and doing some acting. And, I was a 4-year starter in volleyball. I started as a freshman, sophomore. I made the junior Olympic team. I was the captain.
Me too. That's crazy.
Middle hitter?
Yeah, middle. Yeah, I just hit the ball.
So I had to make the decision, to not show up, which I did. And all
to volleyball?
Well,
to the
but all the coaches pulled me aside and were like, you're making a huge mistake with your life, and because I was abandoning sports. I was set up to play college basketball, and I was going to go into federal law enforcement. That was the plan.
Wow. But it's like I'm talking to a mirror. Yeah, right.
So I get cast in Oklahoma, and I decide to do it. And while I'm doing Oklahoma, and I think this is what you wanted to talk about, but Prom comes along.
Yeah.
And I had a horrible experience at homecoming. And then I got asked to Sadie Hawkins, had a really bad time at Sadie Hawkins, and then Prom rolled around, and I was like, I'm not spending $500 to have another horrible time. I'm going to get out of high school. I'm going to move on. I'm getting out of here.
Right.
I'm never going to see you all again, the whole thing.
Right.
Start rehearsing Oklahoma, and of course, I start getting along with the school's, Van Damme actress, and she was in the play, and she had it was the 90s, so she had the Uma Thurman Pulp Fiction haircut,
Sure.
It was like hot.
Watch your back,
Yeah, and so we started dating, but everybody had asked for their prom dates months before.
So everybody was hitched.
Yeah, everybody was hitched. And she was going with this guy that, I don't know, I knew he was harmless, And I was like, it's okay if you go with him, it's all right.
Yeah.
And so she, she went to Prom, and I drove down to Pittsburgh South Side. There was this great old independent theater called the Rex Theater, and they had the director's cut of Blade Runner. And so I just went to see Blade Runner by myself.
Wow. On prom night?
Yeah, it was Prom, and I'm at Blade Runner.
But just eating popcorn.
Yeah.
You couldn't make any sense of that, so you saw a movie that didn't make any sense. Believe me, I love Blade Runner.
The director's cut is a little,
it's
a little
great.
more informative.
I love it. Wait, so you made your own movies. I used to make my own movies, too, in high school. I think we have a clip of me making my own movie based on Super Dave.
If you watch, step out of the way. I can land on my feet. I'm really good at this.
Are you sure?
Yeah. Get to step out.
Yeah, it was edited by a blind person.
I love the cowboy switch.
Right?
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. It was very high tech. Remember those big honking like cameras? That's what we were making them with.
Yeah.
By the way, the gayest kid on the planet. So now tell me, you worked with your wife Sofia Vergara on what?
Well, we've done kind of different series of commercials where we kind of play a sitcom version of ourselves, but we made a movie called Bottom of the Ninth years ago that I produced, and it was a script it was taking me years to find the financing, and she was having trouble finding a script that she wanted to do, and I just said, look, here's a script, there's a part in it that would be great for you, I'm gonna leave it by the side of the bed, and I'm gonna read it, great.
Right.
She read it, and she came, and she had tears in her eyes, and
Aww.
she really, felt it. It was a lot of heart, and so we went off and shot that in the Bronx. So we spent
That's amazing.
Summertime in the Bronx.
That's so great. Isn't that
really
nice?
Heartfelt movie. Yeah.
And how is it to work with your spouse? I mean,
It was great.
Yeah, that's
Well,
great.
for me, I travel so much, and that's really the hard part about this job.
Yeah.
Is that it takes you away from each other. You love each other
I
so
know.
much. You just want to be with each other all day long, but you have to go over here and work.
Absence
So having her there,
makes the
heart
grow.
Well,
Wow.
it just makes it tough because you
Yeah.
start falling into your old ways. And then she comes and
setting you
visits,
up.
and you're like, why are the coffee cups there again? And you have to remember how to be in a relationship again,
Yeah,
you know?
I did a movie with Sophia called The Three Stooges back in 2010.
Yeah, there you go.
And we were all in the, oh my God, thank you. We were all in in like a pond or like a lake or something, and it was filled with just bugs everywhere. We're all sitting there in the water, and she was clinging to me. I love your wife, by the way. I love her. And this is a bad Sophia impression, but she literally said to me, quote, I go, are you okay? She goes, the water's too wet. And I was like, that's what water is? Yeah. It was amazing. But wait, I really want to talk to you about the new show you have on AMC Plus, which is, I'm so obsessed with it. I watched the pilot last night. It's everything I'm for. So we're going to have more with Joe Manganiello after this. I can't wait.
I'm Tom. My destiny will take me to the mountains. Which ones? That's the mystery. But I get the gist. You are Bella.
I was told it meant beautiful.
Oh, it does. It also means war. Did you know that? Are you beauty or are you war?
Welcome back. I'm here with Joe Manganiello. So, I'm obsessed with this show. I'm obsessed with the show Moonhaven. Tell us about it. You play as interplanetary security guard or something like that, right? Because the idea is so incredible. Even in the pilot, sorry, then I'll let you talk. No. And even in the pilot, even in the pilot, I'm like, the show takes place on the moon, but the opening scenes are like grass and trees and parks, and then you're like, I don't understand. And then it pans up and you see Earth in the distance.
Right.
Yet you colonize the moon. Yeah. It's such a great idea.
Yeah, no, it's a great idea by a writer named Peter Rocco. He's our showrunner. And it's a dystopian future, about 180 years in the future, where we have to start figuring out how to colonize somewhere else.
100 years, like something we should do next week, but yeah.
I mean, yeah, we should get on it right
now.
Yeah. So what they decide to do is this experiment where they kind of create this utopia in which, like, for example, you give birth to a child, you hand that child off to be raised by another family, like a kibbutz. And that's supposed to end tribalism, racism, war, fighting. And what happens is Earth is fighting tooth and nail over every single resource. It's a huge war in China. My character was a soldier who goes over to fight 2 tours in China. It's very bloody. It is very traumatic.
The fight at the end of the pilot is incredible.
Well, there's that. Yeah,
that's amazing.
The Earthers wind up on the moon, and then there winds up being this murder, and the Mooners are ill-equipped to deal with the murder, and it all unravels.
I love it. It's such a great idea. And where do you shoot it?
Ireland.
On location? Oh,
In Ireland.
Not on the moon. Not on the moon. And so, wait, and this is a picture of you and Sofia.
That's our album cover. It drops on Tuesday. I say everything but the dog. There was a band I liked, Everything But the Dog. This is in front of Blarney Castle with the Blarney Stone at the top. I took the dog up to see the Blarney Stone.
Really?
Yeah.
But wait, tell me, is there something about like a castle that was haunted or something that you visited? Is this the castle?
Well, so right before I got the job, I did a 23andMe, and something odd.
Kevin Nealon, you know Kevin Nealon?
Sure.
He says, he goes, I thought it was a dating site. But anyway, go ahead.
I guess it could be if you're into like figuring out who like a cousin far away enough to date is.
Right,
maybe?
right.
Yeah. So 23andMe, and it comes up 20% Irish for me. I'm not Irish. Like I've never been Irish.
You look a little Irish. You look like dark Irish.
Well, now you say, but nobody my whole life, especially with my last name and all the other things I had going on in my complicated genealogy.
Yeah.
20% Irish. No one's Irish. So I tested my mother. No Irish.
Yeah.
And there's a show called Finding Your Roots on PBS.
Yes.
And I had begged them for about 10 years to take me on. And they wouldn't because I have Armenian bloodline and they really can't connect those dots. Well, the technology got to the place where they felt like they could maybe do it.
Right.
So they spent 10 months of last year diagnosing me, and they found out where the 20% Irish came from, and it unlocked this huge family scandal that everyone went to the grave with that I can't give away because they're going to give it away on the episode.
Oh, when does
But
it air?
It changed everything for me.
When does it air?
January.
Next January?
Because
have to
I
write
wound
down.
up going to work and found historians and hired them myself and took my bloodline like way back. I took it to like my 11th great grandparents in Germany, and I have ancestors who fought against Napoleon.
Okay, this
and,
is
it's like crazy.
By the way, for your next role, write this script. This is amazing. Seriously, that's like a crazy story. Yeah. But you know what else is a great show? Besides that one, is Moonhaven. Thanks, Joe. Moonhaven premieres